Namaste all, welcome to yet another video of question paper pattern for SSLC. And today's concept is all about degrees of comparison. For this, we need to practice or give practice to the students about the degrees. That is positive degree, comparative degree, superlative degree. And we could give a rhythmic practice for them. For example, let us take few adjectives and make them practice with these rhythms. Shall we? Let's make them keep the hand here. As good as, better than, the best. As bad as, worse than, the worst. As tall as, taller than, the tallest. As short as, shorter than, the shortest. So this rhythm practice will make them understand the usage of phrases. Positive, as, good as. Comparative, better than. Superlative, the best. The words which I have stressed in the phrase are very important while we are changing the degrees when they are in the sentence form. So let's see here are few examples with the phrases. Positive, comparative, superlative. These words have difference in positive, comparative and superlative degree. For example, let's see. Good. Whereas when it comes to comparative, it is better. As good as, better than, the best. We need to keep in mind that comparative degree has er and than to be added. And this is for few words, not for all the words. Let's see. And here in the superlative degree, we add the article, the, and it ends with st or est, commonly st, okay, or even est could be taken into consideration. Here it is adding er. Okay, let's see here. This is entirely different. As bad as, worse than, the worst. As much as, more than, the most. As less as, lesser than, the least. So, these words have difference in its positive degree, in its comparative degree and superlative degree. But the common thing is these, where when we are using them in the sentence, this matters a lot. For that, when it is given in practice for the students from the beginning, they will get used to these phrases. And while they are changing the sentences from one degree to another, then the usage of these phrases will never go wrong. So give the students practice of these phrases. Let's see the next category and let's see what changes in spellings, how we can make the children understand while changing from positive to comparative and from comparative to superlative. Spellings also matters a lot. Shall we see the next category? Here are some examples while we change the spellings in the different degrees, positive, comparative and superlative. There are some spelling rules. Okay, here we could see as big as, bigger than, the biggest. Now here we could see the change in the spelling. That is, when it is big, it has only one G, and when it is come to bigger and biggest, we have double G. The rule says that if there is one vowel and one consonant, if the word ends with one vowel and one consonant, the final consonant will be doubled. And we add the suffix er. And we add the suffix est. So these are all suffix. Right. So it becomes big, bigger with double G, biggest with double G. As hot as, hotter than, the hottest. Same rule. Single vowel, single consonant. One vowel, one consonant. The consonant, last consonant doubles in the comparative degree and be added with er. Hotter than, the hottest. And here also the consonant is doubled. Let's take here. As long as, longer than, the longest. Though there is single vowel, we don't double the consonant, because here we saw that there is one single vowel, we doubled the consonant. But here we have two consonants. So this rule never holds good here. Single vowel, two consonant will remain the same. As long as, longer than, no doubling. As it is, we add er. Longer. Here also, longest, as it is, we add est. There are words of this kind also. Let's come to this example. As wise as, wiser than, the wisest. Here, it ends with e. And when we take it to comparative degree, we need to add er suffix. But already e is present there. We consider it as er only and add r, because already e is present here. And even here also e is already present and we add est to make it wisest. As wise as, wiser than, wisest. For making the children practice, let every time, each time they practice few words, whatever the list you make. I will be providing you the list in the video itself with the picture. You can make note of them and you can provide them with the chart and make them practice. Every time they practice the degrees of comparison, let them practice with the phrases like this, so that they can have in their memory and in their utterance how they need to use it as sentence form. Okay, let's see one more component under this. Let's see these phrases. How can we add er or est here? Is it possible? There are few words, few adjectives where two syllables never take er or est. For example, famous, famous, two syllables. Whereas simple, they take er, est. For example, simple, two syllables. As simple as, simpler than, the simplest. Okay, now let's see here. Famous. This has two syllables, but we can't say as famous as, famouser than, famousest. We can't say. So, we need to use this phrase. As famous as, more famous than, the most famous. Though it is two syllable, we need to use as famous as, more famous than, the most famous. Now let's come to this. How many syllables does this word beautiful has? Beautiful. Three syllables. Beautiful. Three syllables. Okay, now as beautiful as. We can't say beautifuler, beautifulest. So we use more beautiful than, the most beautiful. Make our children practice with these. Probably we will not have difficulties in forming sentences while changing the degrees of comparison. So, the practice pictures or the charts will be added in the video. Please go through it and make a chart if possible, so that these things will become easier for the students to change. Though it is 1 mark question, it matters a lot. So, in the next coming videos, we will be seeing about changing the sentences from positive to comparative, comparative to superlative. And we will also see what questions are asked in the question papers, and we will try to change them, and how to change them we shall look into in the next coming videos. Catch you in at another video of question paper pattern SSLC. See you. Bye-bye.